What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Powerstroke Tech Talk podcast. This is number 32, and we are back with Matt, Mr. Production, DS, and we got Cody up top, sporting the PSD hat. We're back. We are live, and we got a couple of things we're going to talk. Well, not a couple of things. We got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. I got some stuff written down. Matt Boy over here, Matty B baby, is going to go over the comments. He's going to pick out some comments that were lacking thereof in the podcast, but some other videos we got some comments too, and we're going to talk about DS's predicament. We're all kind of feeling for him. He's smiling. He's getting over it. But, I mean, I guess it would be worthy to talk about because it's something he's no longer towing with his F450.
Yeah, guys.
Unfortunately.
It's something that happens from time to time when something comes along and it takes the wind right out of your sails. And it happened to me. And it seems like it's something that's on the uptick for sure. Just in general, like I'm going to tell the story of what happened. This is almost like a public service announcement to just watch out and understand that that right now things are changing, things are happening, things are changing, and you just got to watch out. So I don't know if you followed my channel, then you know that one of the main things that I got last year was a dump trailer. It was a 14,000 pound, 14-foot dump trailer. Now, it was a big purchase. It was right there at $10,000, and something I really wanted for a long time. And just going to go pick up that trailer made me so nervous. Like me, I kept calling on the trailer. I put down $100. I drove way out to this place to get it, but then like that whole back and forth event for me, when I'm making a big purchase, I got into the car, I got out of the car, I got into the car, I kept telling the guy, I'm coming, I'm not coming, because I'm paying for this trailer, I'm buying this trailer cash. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go finance this trailer or whatever. I'm pretty much buying it cash. So I get into my car, I drive over all scared, like, oh my God, am I really gonna do this? This is a lot of money, it's $10,000, all this. I buy the trailer, I'm scared, I drive home, I'm still scared. I bring it home, my wife goes, Sean, you cannot keep that trailer at the house. Get out of here. It's too big. It's like off parked in the grass. I thought it was cool because it's out in the grass. And to me, I thought it was just cool. But, I ended up, I went back and forth with her for a minute because I'm telling her, like, if I put this trailer in a storage, it can get stolen. Like, it's a good possibility that it's going to get stolen. And she's like, I don't care. She didn't really believe that it could get stolen. So I put the trailer in storage, and it's been there for about 8 months. It's been there all winter. So my security for the trailer, and this, is my fault, is not adequate security, but my security is right here. There's the hitch for the trailer. I keep it at home. And also on top of that, I use a security chain. So it's a hardened steel chain. It's the biggest chain you can get. It's wrapped around both axles, 2 wheels, and it's tied up real good. It's got the biggest lock that I could get my hands on, locked up. And with the hitch missing, and it's in a storage facility. There's supposed to be a security guy there, and whatever. So anytime, not too secure. Anytime I was there was a security.
Oh, crap.
Man.
Well, in other news, if you guys are listening and following and you cannot watch us on YouTube, make sure to check us out on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and TuneIn. Also on Podbean, all of the local podcast apps. He's still frozen.
Dude, I don't know if he's coming back now.
Oh boy.
Oh,
He's probably still talking.
Well, he's still talking. He doesn't know we can't hear him.
We all feel for him.
Well, we'll just let him tell his story when
it's
when
unfortunate.
he gets back, I guess. then
Yeah.
maybe we'll just roll this into the next episode. You'll just be
Yep.
forced to listen at this point.
It
but
there he is.
there he is.
Oh, hold on.
Apparently they stole that and his internet connection.
Are they calling about his car warranty?
Yeah.
So did you what did you covered me for a minute?
We didn't hear
No.
anything from the beginning.
we just we just
So
So
anyway,
some-
I get a call on a Tuesday, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" They call my wife, and she's like, "Oh, they stole your trailer. Which one did they take?" Because I got a couple of trailers there, and I'm like, "Ooh, I hope they took the cheap one. You know, the one that wasn't. It had like a hitch lock on it, but they could have anybody could easily broke my utility trailer. My utility trailer ain't worth much no more, because I've been using it for years and years and years. It's beat up, and they're like, no, it's the big one. It's the big, dump trailer. So I go up there. They left all the locks like laying on the ground, all cut, and it's just no trailer. So then they're like, you got to call the police, make a report. I call the police, make a police report, and I'm just like, dang, this sucks. It sucks, and it's like I got so much stuff everywhere. I got a dump trailer. I got mowers over here. I got my YouTube videos. I got all this stuff. I've got two kids. Like there's been so many times where I was working, nobody showed up to do my landscaping for me, so I'm out there by myself doing it. And then I'm like taking a trailer, parking it with another $10,000 lawnmower in it, and having to leave that there overnight because I'm running to get the kids right before daycare closes. It's been so many times that I've done that, and the place was close to home, so I've been like, it's just been convenient to have it close to home, but the security there, is not good. So, I call, make the police report, whatever, and like I said, I got so much stuff everywhere. I literally forgot to put that trailer on my insurance, and it's like a matter of just like calling and putting it on your auto policy. And I literally forgot to do that. And I just got complacent, like, because I've been thinking about other security measures, like another lock to go onto the hitch after you take off the hitch and then all this. And it's like, I just got complacent, and I totally like figured it was safe and whatever. And, but anyway, I'm like, slowly realizing, like, I called the insurance to double check because I couldn't remember. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I realized, no, it's not covered. No, yes, I signed a contract with the storage place that frees them of any liability or responsibility for the trailer. And then it's like, dang, it really set in, like that trailer is gone. So I call around, I can't even get my trailer. I can't trailer. There's a trailer shortage. So I'm out here, no trailer, and I got all these jobs and projects lined up, and it's like, it really sucks to not have your dump trailer. It really sucks to not have your dump trailer. So a couple days go by, another tragedy. I guess it's not really a tragedy, but another unfortunate event happens. Wife comes down with COVID. A day goes by, boom, I get COVID. And it sucks. For me, it was just a normal, symptoms, whatever, headache, fatigue, fever, or whatever. Wasn't too bad, but on top of that, I find my trailer on Facebook Marketplace, and it's for sale for $4,000. It's a 10th. Now, tell me if you think this is suspicious in the comment section, whatever. It's a 14-foot, 14K dump trailer listed for sale for $4,000. The pictures are a short track like mine was, but they look different from mine. But the description is my trailer. Literally, it's a brand new, in new condition, 14-foot, 14K short track dump trailer with LED lights and all this. And I'm like, and then the description also says for sale with just a bill of sale, no title. And you're like, you're selling a 14-foot, 14K dump trailer for 14 feet with no title. No green. In Michigan, we have a green title, no title at all. That trailer has to be titled just like a car. So very suspicious. Okay, I clicked the profile. The girl selling it lives in a totally different city than it is listed for sale.
Fishy. I'm smelling tuna.
She's a young lady who's got no business selling a dump trailer.
Mhm.
No reason. Why are you selling a dump trailer if you're like a 23-year-old girl with 2 little kids running around? Like, what are you doing?
That sound right.
So this girl lives in Romulus, and then the trailer's listed in like Lake BFE, Michigan, where I forget the name of the exact city, but it was like a city with like 2,000 people,
Lake Orion, probably.
something like that. Down by
Did you say it was Lake Ottawa or something?
Ottawa Lake.
Ottawa
Yeah,
Lake.
It was Ottawa Lake, down by the last guest, that guy, he lived like next door. He lived in I forget where he lived, but so you listen to trailer in Ottawa Lake. This person doesn't look like she lives in Ottawa Lake, if that makes any sense. It looks like she's from the city, and she's got no business selling a dump trailer. So I messaged this person on a dump trailer, and part of it's my fault because my COVID brain wasn't functioning properly. I wasn't thinking clear, and I took the message, and my thinking was, if I message her, she's just gonna block me right away. So I took the message and I sent it over to 2 or 3 friends. And I was thinking, my thinking was, if I send it to them and she blocks me, then they can still see her profile. She's gonna disappear to me, but they can at least still see it, and it won't be gone. But everybody like sent her a message, and I'm like, oh no, like everyone's messaging her from like a relatively small little area. Like at least 3 people like sent her a message. Hey, I tried to buy the trailer. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. This is gonna spook her for sure.
Ew.
So she responds and goes, well, it's pending till tomorrow. And then it was like Easter Sunday. Like, why would it be pending until Easter Sunday? It doesn't make any sense. So then it comes around, a couple of days go by and she just won't respond. And I'm like, dang, she won't accept the offer. She won't show me the trailer. But doing some digging, you can figure out just by looking at her page, like where she lives, exactly her address.
Is the listing gone?
The listing's gone now.
Is it really?
It is really gone now.
Wow.
And
damn, dude, if I were you, I probably would have just been like, hey, I really want to see this. I would have driven there with the title in my hand, verified it was mine.
Yeah.
Cops.
Only problem too though with that is the people who stole the trailer, they're not they're not listing they're not using their Facebook.
Oh
so
no, they use their girlfriend stuff to do it.
Yeah, they might use like the girlfriend stuff. But if I go to the girlfriend's house, which you can find by looking at her profile, the trailer's not at her house. It's just her there. So it doesn't even help. So I don't know how they were figuring that out. But anyway, her address is on there. And I eventually was like, hey, look, here's the deal. I'll give you 1,000 cash, no questions asked, and no title, no paperwork, whatever. And then she responded to that and goes, yeah, tonight at 6. And I'm like, all right, just tell me the place. I'll meet you there tonight at 6. And right before I said that to them, I called the police and I told them what was going on because they were working on the case. They had an agent call me, and they have very limited information. They're just like, all they had was the video from the storage unit, which pretty much shows a little silver Jeep Cherokee coming at night and hooking up to my trailer somehow, and then like pulling off. And it's like way too much weight for the Cherokee, but they somehow just kind of rough it and pull off with it. And
Dang.
the police call me and they're like, do you know someone with a silver Jeep Cherokee? Right. If I knew somebody with a silver Jeep Cherokee, don't you think I would call them up and be like, hey, I know you. I don't know anybody. Dang, what kind of police work is this? Do I know anyone? So I called them up and I told them about the suspicious person with these weird ads. And they had a couple of other dump trailers that they were selling without paperwork or whatever. And the police said, well, once you get a hold of them and get them to show you the trailer and verify it's yours, then call us and we'll come and we'll get it back for you. And I'm like, guys,
Come on.
if I do that, why would I even call you at that point? Like I'll give him $1,000 before I could part with $1,000 without worrying about it. What you think? Are they gonna wait? Like, what are they? How does that even play out? Like, that's not. Hey, yeah, can you just wait here for the police? I'm just calling the police. By the way, I'm calling my city's police. Like, they're just gonna come all the way over here. They're probably got all kind of loopholes or whatever. You know what I mean?
He's about to
You
get
know.
extradited back to your county.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, so at that point, that's when I made like the last ditch effort. And then at 6 o'clock, she didn't answer. And then I told her, I was like, how about I just come over to your address and we can talk? And I sent her address because this stuff was like kind of hidden. It wasn't like out there. You had to really look and dig to figure out what her last name was and what her address really was and all that.
He's
like,
a sleuth.
Why don't I just come down there to and the funny thing is, earlier that day I went there to see what was like, what was up, what it looked like.
Peep this, yeah, Inspector Gadget.
And it was like all gated. It was like a gated little janky apartment complex. It wasn't nice or nothing. It was just had a big gate, like a big one of those big arms that does this to not let the car. So I had to park my 450 outside, and I had to lie to my wife and tell her that I was going to check on the guys. Hey, honey, I'm going to check on the guys. She's like, you better not be looking at that trailer. Don't worry about that trailer. Just get another one. All this. She like didn't want any risk of me investigating and all that. And I went over there. I went past the little gate and went over to her little house and took some pictures of it. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna
private eye.
I'm gonna send you these pictures later and say, oh, I'm here.
I'm here for the trailer.
So I did that. Sent the message. Or whatever street, and I'll pick up the trailer, or we can talk about the trailer. And she didn't respond to that. And then after that, I told the police, like, I mean, I called again. I was like, look at these posts. Like, what are you doing? Look at these posts. They don't have titles. She's saying they don't have titles in the post, literally. Like, and then after I told the police that, they said, okay, we're gonna look into this. We'll follow up on this, and then all her started actually dropping off the internet. So I don't know if they're doing something with it or what they're doing, but after that, all her posts really dropped off.
So what's the plans with the 450 then? If we're not going to be towing the dump trailer, you're going to get
I'll put down for a new one already.
Get another trailer?
Yeah, I really wanted a 16-footer anyway, so I ordered a 16-footer, but it's just not gonna be here till July because of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of like 14's a little short for. I need a little extra space, but
one of the comments that I had gotten a couple of videos back, somebody had mentioned something about safety chains for trailers, and especially connecting them to the truck and using D-rings or using, I don't know what the technical name for it, that's got the little latch that has a spring on it that you can clip on, like a carabiner type thing.
Well, that's actually a tough situation because legally you have to use a certain type of chain link, and most, if not all of the solutions, like those little D-rings with the spin on whatever, those technically aren't legal, even though they're probably strong enough. The DOT wants a certain type of chain, so guys will get those big heavy duty links that are links for equipment or whatever, and they'll use that.
You're frozen. You're garbled. Earth to Sean. Hello.
So,
Hello. Oops.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No big deal. Matt right here. Matt, why don't you display? He has now gotten into the modeling a phase of his career. He is now sporting
Oh
a
my
Pit
God.
Viper hat. Check out the hey, show him the hat. Check out
There
the
you
fresh
go.
hat. All
There you
right.
go, guys.
And then, hey, if you want to get down on some shirts, look, check out the shirt. Oh, look, we got it. We got the fresh. Not this one, but Matt, he got the fresh PTT on the belt. Oh, shoot, we got black with white, and we got red with black. So we have the little 30-second pause infomercial, and we have Sean just joining us back live from the garage. And safety chains, we're back on.
Uh,
Well, I noticed from my 19 to my 20 that Ford changed the hitch so that safety chains actually fit versus in 19. A lot of people were complaining that you can't put like any chains on a 19 because they were just too thick and they would not fit.
I have heard.
So everybody had those. Yeah, but my 20's been good, no issues. Now, as far as crossing the chains, from my understanding, technically, you're supposed to cross the chains. That's what I've
been
always
taught,
been told and taught.
was told.
I'm
Well,
always crossing.
I used to work in a trucking company, and that's how I learned how to back up a trailer. That's how I learned how to hook up a trailer, all that stuff. So yeah, they always told me cross the chains. They always told me to put the hooks. If you don't have those retainers, because a lot of the stuff we had was older, didn't have those retainers. So you're supposed to hook it like this, like it's hooked like this, not like this.
Oh,
Not like
dude.
they always said hook it this way. I don't know why, but that's what they said, and that's what I did.
I can feel you on that. I
Well,
mean, I don't know if there's like an etiquette. I guess as long as it's there, right? Because
Right, as long as they're. I mean, who's checking that? You know, you don't want the chains to drag. They told me, twist them so they don't drag, but I don't know if that's allowed technically.
you don't want them to drag because they
Right.
drag, they wear away, and then we.
I would think it's better to. I think it's better to twist it and call it a day, huh?
what do you? Because I've already done Sean's. Have you done any reprograms, Matt, for a wrench illumination and DTC P06?
The trans code?
6, yeah, stuck in. It's like 9th gear.
No,
or 7th
dude,
gear or something.
Like, we really don't get a lot of 2020s in.
I've done one tremor, and I've done Sean's truck. And
I don't know. I'm comment surfing right now, and I just read one that made me.
Go ahead with it.
check out 21.
I'm not reading that one because that whole situation honestly really made me upset. So
check out 21BO3, guys, when you get a second. It is a field service action, or a recall for 1 year on the 10R140s for trucks that were built before August of 21, and or not 21. Maybe it was August. It was August of 20. Maybe it was August of 20. And there is something wrong with a planetary that requires you to remove the trans and get this updated part installed. And unfortunately, mine is in that. And I want to take care of it before it's out of the parameters for the recall. And I will want to take care of my oil leak when I do that, because I don't know exactly where it's coming from, and only to find out with the trans removed. But if I'm going to have to do an upper pan gasket or seal or something, I want to make sure that new upper oil pan, because you guys have seen, well, I made a video of a coffee table book, and we talk about how low the oil pump in the front now sits into the upper oil pan, and it's going to be a little more tricky to get that out. It's not just going to be sliding it straight back. So like Matt and I have talked previously on other episodes about jacking up the engine. We might have to jack it up even farther to get the pan to go, down and then slide it back.
You want to know how I figured out to roll the engine over
How?
on its side like that? The workshop manual.
No, say do what?
The workshop manual.
What about that?
That's how I knew to roll the engine to the side.
Oh yeah, I knew it was in there. I just had never did it.
It's the Bible.
But you said to
But it's
actually
not.
jack it up by the studs, which was a really good idea. Because
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because
No.
it definitely says in there to not do that. I would never say such thing. Me? No, I don't do that. I
Hey,
don't-
hey, Matt, what was that video you were sending me? Was that just talking about the 430 gears? You were just messing with me on Instagram?
Yeah, dude, it was interesting because I had the pleasure of working on one of our customers' 450s
It was a
today,
450, yeah.
but it was a 8-lug 450, so it's not a true 450.
oh,
Really?
does
also
it
had
look like I'm
430
frozen?
gears.
No,
It
you're
had
good.
430 gears.
What year was it?
I think it was a 13.
I had an
Oh,
interesting
cool.
question. Do you think you could put a 450 front axle?
I was just reading that.
Dude,
Someone
somebody
was
asked me that.
wondering, could
Yeah.
you
Say-
order
can you
order
put
a
a-
single rear wheel
Yeah.
with a 450 axle
What
on it?
kind of question is that? Like, no, that's
Well,
not gonna.
No,
don't even know how to
you
answer
can't-
that.
No, you can't order it. But check this out. What if you, like you were just saying, Matt? There's an 8-lug 450. So I think way back in
That is because the 8-lug 450 is a wide frame and not a narrow frame.
there's a wide track front.
Well, no, it's
Ac-
just a wide frame. Like if you look at the frames of a pickup versus a cabin chassis, the frames
Mm-hmm.
are actually wider on a pickup.
Well,
In
how
the
many
rear,
lugs
at
is
least.
yours?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
This is a 10-lug.
the wide track front axle comes in an 8-lug form as well. It used to be that there was an 8-lug 350 that had a wide track, and then they had a 450 with an 8-lug, I think, for a period of time. So I guess technically speaking, you could put, if you got an 8-lug wide track, you could do it yourself and put a wide track axle on the 250. It would look weird because it'd
I
be
guess you
wider than the
could.
rear, but it
Well,
would look goofy. But it would.
From what I could tell, all they did was do stiffer springs in the front and they added an extra leaf. That's all Ford really did for those.
I think a lot of people want the turning radius though.
That thing could turn.
That's what a lot. So I
that's a
wonder, like
turning mud.
how guys have the fender flares on it. Would it be possible to buy a wide track front axle? It probably would be hard to find an 8-lug version, but could you tear it down and put the makings of the 8-lug on the?
The knuckles are all like you could convert that to 10-lug
Yeah.
if you wanted to. All you would have to, well, actually, I have to think about this.
Could you convert it to an 8-lug? Because if you have a 250 or 350 or whatever, you will want 8 lugs to match
as
the
long
rear.
as the wheel hubs will fit, it should be able to. They're just, I don't know,
It'd be-
Cody. What
it'd
do you
be-
think? Do you think you could put an 8-lug
Oh, I-
wheel bearing on?
I'm
You
sure
could definitely do it on the front. I don't know about the rear.
Front, I would think so. The rear would be
I don't know
Axle-
how
a
you're
little
going to do that.
different.
Well, no,
because-
the axle shafts aren't connected to the lug nuts, so you'd have to know how to take that whole race off, that whole
Hub
well, no,
assembly.
It's a whole
How does
hub
that come out?
assembly, but
that's a
the
hub
bolt-
assembly.
yeah, it's a unibearing basically.
We can look at part numbers.
Well, if
Yeah.
you took a 450 hub assembly and put a 10 lug on there, or
I
think
think,
if you-
I think you could swap we'll just say in wheel bearings for a sense, because it's a whole hub in the front that bolts to the knuckle, right? And then it's just 4 giant studs with nuts on the ends.
well, what's the difference between a dually rear axle and a single rear axle as far as width?
Dually
mainly?
axle is a lot less wide, and
Dually
really?
is like a Dana 80, right? On some of them.
yeah, it's either
Yeah,
a
on the
Dana 8er
450s,
and then
on the 450s they are.
well, no,
but
the
they
450s
actually-
is a Dana 110.
Oh, is it a Dana 110 on the 450s?
Yeah, it's a 110 or a 130, depending on.
Well, no, they're a Dana.
is.
I think they're a Dana 80 now, but they used to be a 110. They used to be even bigger,
Tell me this,
or-
Sean. Are your axle tubes round or square?
round.
Actually, all the new Danas are round, so I can't go off that. No, yours is a one. Well, they just came out with another new one of the new.
Well,
body
the
style.
Illumin-Duty 450s, they went down a size on the rear axle. They used to be the big square ones back in the 11 through 16 model. But
no,
when
I'm
they,
saying Dana came up with they actually came up with a new axle, like a new housing and everything in 2017.
Are you still seeing F600s?
Oh yeah,
I have yet to see one.
we got them on the lot.
No kidding.
Yep.
are
we
any of them
do
set
quite a
up
few
for
of 'em.
daily? Are any of those set up for daily drivers? Or they all pretty much work?
No, they're all work trucks. I did catch wind that we might be having a 750 super truck coming in that is has a pickup bed on it and everything. So that'll be kind of cool to look and work on and whatnot. But
A company owns it or something, or what?
I guess it's some paving company. It's the guy's personal truck to tow his giant boat.
Dang.
So
Now
that'll be
that's
cool if we get it in.
Silverback.
like I think a 450 is a lot, but just like what a daily in that would be insane.
Dude, when I was on top of this 750 that's got a bucket on it, but it also has a platform that goes over the cab so you can get into the bucket. I was standing up there and I'm like, dude, I am way off the ground right now. I'm like 8-9 feet up in the air right now.
At least. I was just gonna say 10.
Like
for
just
sure.
standing on this platform, because like the thing I have to decide with this one to get this engine out, because this platform goes over, and then the upfitter, the bodybuilder, made their own front bumper and then there's supports to hold all that stuff up. It's like,
you kidding me?
well, I kind of would like to get the front bumper off so I can pull like the front frame.
Is it all nut and bolted
off.
or is it all welded?
No, it's all nut and bolted, but there's a wiring harness that goes through it.
Oh,
so that's a bugaboo. But the other thing is, how do I keep this rack on top supported? Which I can't, so I'm just going to have to suck it up when I yank the engine out of that sucker. But it'll be fun. It'll be fine.
Does it have air brakes?
No. Nope. And this thing, because, you know, do your guys' mobile columns, will they read out the weight per side?
Yeah.
This one was 5,100 on each corner in the front and 8,900 each in the rear. So this thing weighs like all of 28,000 pounds.
Wow.
And that's with, I think the chipper box is like halfway full on it.
Wow.
But
you find any more? You find any more on the CDL thing?
Yeah, we decided that we're just, if we need any driving done of anything that requires a CDL or an air brake endorsement, we're just outsourcing it because it is going to cost way too much money and too much time to do it.
I feel you.
Yeah, we got in trouble with that at Bartow.
Really?
Yep. Sam got a ticket and had to go to court for it. Highway Patrol does not mess around with that.
Wow. No one with DOT stuff messes around, and I have what would be considered a Class C in Michigan. It's a chauffeur's license, but it is a commercial license. So it's okay.
I'm a little driver.
Anyone could correct me if I'm wrong with this, but I was, freshening up on DOT laws and stuff. And if I were to get pulled over driving something that I'm not licensed for because I have a CDL, I'd lose my license for a year. So I was like, nope.
Because you have a chauffeur's, you mean?
Yeah, but it is technically a commercial license of sorts.
Well, the chauffeurs let you pull a trailer. And
Right, but part of getting a chauffeur's is you have to know, like in the testing, it's like pre-trip, where are you going to put your cones and safety stuff if you have you're blocking off a lane and all that stuff. So it's like you have to know DOT regulation for that stuff. So they're like, well, you should have known better. And I know this from experience when I put a
you're saying the chauffeurs is going to make it worse for you because like you don't have a CDL because you got a chauffeurs.
Right, because a chauffeur's technically, it's like a Class C CDL.
I could have sworn that there was some kind of a clause for mechanics.
There is no said clause for mechanics.
No. So like even if you're within certain so many whatever miles of
Nope.
your dang. So I mean I guess you could just drive it around the lot at most.
This is going to be good just for anyone listening. It may not be good. But this is part of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, which is the DOT, right? This is part of Section 383.3. Do mechanic shop help and other occasional drivers need a CDL if they are operating a commercial motor vehicle or if they only test drive a vehicle? The answer is yes. If the vehicle is operated or test driven on a public highway meaning any public roadway, you need a CDL.
What does it say
So-
about the byways?
Define a byway.
Highways and the byways.
No, it's public road.
What are the bylaws on that?
Dude, I don't know.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
No, the thing that really, I hate about DOT law and the way that everything works here is because I am making money off of it.
Yeah.
I'm being compensated to test drive a customer's whatever. I need to have my DOT medical card. I need to have whatever class commercial driver's license I need for it.
But you can tow
endorsement,
any
right?
You can tow any amount of weight as long as you're not making any money. If you're making any kind of money or
any Tom,
enterprise,
Dick, and Harry can go out and buy a semi,
yeah,
register it as a
giant
motorhome.
RV, yeah.
They can register it a motorhome and they could pull like quads with it any amount they want. And there's literally nothing that
There's
could
no
happen to them.
licensing or anything. No.
Like you guys ever see this? You're going down the highway and you see like an F-150 with the biggest frickin' fifth wheel toy hauler they could get. And then
Most
behind
likely-
that, they've got like a 30-foot boat. And
Most-
behind that,
most
they've
like
got
you-
two side-by-sides, three side-by-sides on a 30-foot trailer. And it's like
most likely what I see
suicidal.
more often what I see is like so 90% of people are ignoring the whole DOT law. They're not running a number. They're not worrying about any of the weights. They'll be pulling a dump trailer with an F-150 with like
How many-
Headlights pointing at the trees.
yeah.
Sean, how many, and this is a good question for Ryan too. How many people have you ever seen abide by the weight rating on a dump trailer?
Probably never.
Dude,
Yeah.
those girls are
never.
always overloaded.
Those are the dudes with the
Um,
wheels smoking when you're driving next to them. You're like, oh, I don't think
I see a lot of people go over the weight for sure.
I saw a guy
with
the other-
trailers.
I saw a guy the other day with a newer F-150, 14-foot dump trailer loaded to the top with rocks. Thing,
I did
That
a
thing
video-
shouldn't even be towing that.
dude, he was on the freeway too. He was doing like 65 on the
What?
freeway.
Oh
Thing
my
was
That'll
probably
that'll
a
take that truck
screaming.
and just whip it all over the freeway if it wanted to. Like you hit the right bump. It'll
Yeah,
just,
Bye-bye torque converter.
So that thing was probably like what? I don't know, a 7-yard dump trailer.
Yeah, it was full.
And we're saying rocks.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
Gonna
even
be
know.
rocks. You're going to be like 2,500 pounds a yard. So
It was probably. I mean,
it was dragging the freaking hitch on the ground.
it was ridiculous.
Well, like people don't realize how heavy materials are as far as like even dirt. Like if you can overload that dump trailer with dirt, unless you got a 19K or something, you can just you can max that trailer out with just some dirt. You know,
Well, I
it's
think
not that-
the goofy thing people don't realize is like if you were to take a 550 and put the whole gross vehicle combined cargo weighting, right, which is at 40,000 pounds, you would technically need a Class A CDL to run that down the road because you're overweight.
because you're
Yeah,
over 20,
Yeah,
you're over 26,001 pounds.
they're
in the
over 34,000. But do you think people take into account how much their trailer weighs when they're towing?
Probably not.
Oh,
Because
they're like,
I mean,
oh, I can pull 15,000 off the bumper, and then they don't realize that their giant load trail triple axle dually trailer weighs like 6,000 pounds, and then they put a dozer on the back. I'm like, I'm gonna go pull this up the street.
How about when guys have like a single rear wheel 250 or 350 salter in the bed, and they put the extra extended sides on it? They go and get 3 tons, 3.5 tons of salt thrown in the bed of the truck.
There's
Can you get?
there's no bump stops left at that point.
Dude, no.
They snapped right off.
Thing is, yeah.
Is it legal to put a skid steer in a dump trailer and tow it?
Yeah, as long as it's
Can you do that?
chained down, as long as it's properly secured.
I didn't know if that was like, oh, like I don't know if I have seen them before in trailers, and
Yeah,
I just never knew if that was a acceptable way of transport.
It's just like having a flatbed with D-rings in the inside.
Yeah.
The only thing is that you got to just make sure your skid steer is not over the payload of the dump trailer.
Yeah. And you got to make sure they can't see that you're using Bluetooth chain binders.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah,
let's
you
be
just gotta-
honest. Anyone that's
yeah.
hauling equipment in a dump trailer does not have that thing chained down.
Or an enclosed trailer.
Oh, never.
Never.
They just
They let
got
the sides do the work.
Oh yeah, they got 2x4s as chocks for their wheels on their mowers. Things are bouncing around in there.
everybody
Yeah.
out there know what we're talking about?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they
do.
know. They know. I mean, if you're not going far, you can use the Bluetooth binders or the magnets to hold it down.
Magnets.
I just went and picked up
Anyone hearing that knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Iron Mike Sharp on TikTok, Big Dad.
I just went and picked up a
TFYL.
brand new 6.7 long block and put that in the back of my truck.
Why
Hell
did you
yeah.
have a 6.7 long block?
One of my landscaping customers need an engine.
Oh, dude, that's nice of you.
Hey, that was like at least 1,500 pounds in there with the pallet and all that shiz.
I think dry they're like 1,000, but
Yeah.
we'll find out if
I guess it would be.
We'll find out if my engine crane tips over tomorrow, because I'm gonna have that thing reached all the way out.
I've been working on it started last week, but 6.4, a 10 6.4 came in for oil in the coolant. Let the guy know
Classic.
what I was gonna have to do. Take the cap off, start tearing into it, and everything is pretty much yogurt. And I told him there's really no way for me to clean this. I'm gonna replace what I need to replace, and then you're gonna call me back after spending all this money and gonna be mad because there's still oil in your degas bottle. Brother, you need to do a short block. I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to tell you. So I've been doing that. Just waiting on he was supposed to be bringing head studs. Still have yet to get those.
For the cost,
For what?
for come and swap. For the cost on the 6.4, come and swap.
I ain't
mean,
putting that
dang.
garbage in there.
Dude, that's why I'm trying
mean-
to get Taylor Ray in here.
Who
I
dat?
doubt he's listening.
Who
Go
dat?
look
you've
him up
got a-
on YouTube. He's got
you've got a
he's got the
6.4
5.9 swaps.
So wait,
2010
so
on
if you
semi
buy
wheels.
if
Oh,
you
it
buy
looks
a
good.
6.4 today from the dealer, is that a good engine or what?
I wouldn't want it.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't buy a Ford short block. I would probably, if I was gonna do a 6.4, I would. If the block's good, probably get the Max Force 7 pistons for them, because those are de-lipped and they're a lot. I'm trying to remember exactly where. It's a definite casting flaw, and then the sharp edge just creates hot spots down in the.
The international
bowl.
version, the international version of that engine that was in buses and all that didn't have
No, Zoe didn't have really nearly any problems, but I don't know
so
if
can
Cody's
you
giggling about that or not? He's like, "Oh yeah, they did." I mean, I think you showed us a picture. You've built a few 6.4s, haven't you?
I've built one, and we definitely use the updated pistons, the updated international pistons, and that it had like a coating on it, and like you said, they were de-lipped and changed.
Yeah, they're de-lipped, and then right down by the wrist pin, there was like a oiling cavity for the wrist pin or something, or where
kidding.
the oil squirter goes. I don't know if they added more material there or what they did.
What do you mean
I-
de-lipped? What does that mean?
So you
Like,
know, on down in
The very top?
down in the combustion chamber,
Yeah.
like the 6.4 pistons, like really sharp, like you can really flick on it.
Like in the very middle?
No, like here's your piston and
Yeah.
then your combustion chamber, like that lip around the combustion chamber where it starts in between like the combustion chamber and the skirt,
So they just had a
Oh.
horrible piston design and
like down in the bowl. Like, so they, like, you know how this is like very straight down and
Mhm.
it's like almost a 90-degree angle on one of those. They
Mhm.
they chamfered it a lot more to help with heat dissipation.
wow. So they just had a terrible piston design.
Dude, those things were just literally slapped. Those engines were slapped together.
2 and 8s, man. 2 and 8s.
Slapped
Wow.
together.
Just eating 2 and 8s.
But
think
you get the de-lipped version and all that. You're good or what?
They live a lot longer. Yeah, Cody's got a picture of it.
Oh.
Here's the updated one.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they the middle of it looks like.
Yeah, they deal with heat a lot better. Yeah, because one of my coworkers, his buddy has a 6.4 that my coworker did the max force pistons on it, did a single turbo on it, a few other things, and the thing runs like a dream.
Oh, they run like a rape ape when you single turbo on them and do some modifications to them. Ours was like 800 horsepower. It was like 800 or 900 horsepower when we first put it together. We smoked that. We smoked the trans in like 6 miles.
Wow.
That wouldn't
That's
be
pretty,
bad.
Wow.
Pretty impressive.
The old 5R110. She can't hold up to that much.
She did not like it.
That center
At
support,
all.
the center support just started walking around.
I have no idea. We didn't tear it down. We were thinking about trying to put the updated cylinder heads and stuff on it, but we didn't know if they were going to work or not. So we didn't do it.
Here's a question for both of you. When you guys do 6-liter head gaskets, do you either A, replace the head or get them machined, or do you O-ring the head, or you probably just reuse the heads, don't you?
On the few that I've done, there was one with a bad head, and the rest I just reused the heads because the customer didn't want to do anything fancy.
Only time
Was
I
like-
replace the heads of when
was the
they
head
fuel and the
bad?
coolant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was the head bad because like it was cracked, or like it was actually warped? Because from
Warped
what
on the one that I did.
that's interesting, because from the guys I work with said they've never replaced a head for being warped. Because it's like, how the hell are you gonna warp that thing?
Yeah. I've never seen a 6.7 one warped.
Oh, I have.
Have you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I have yet to see that.
Thing was warped 27 thousandths.
Jeez Louise, what was that guy's complaint?
Oh
Oh wait, is that the one that was didn't you tell me the story about that one?
yeah.
Ah. I'm piecing it together.
I warped a head so bad once it was squirting oil out the side.
Here
Come
we go.
on.
Here we go.
Don't be telling us these stories.
I already told you that. I already told that story.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sean, you can tell
It's
the
like,
story.
dang, why is
You
it leaking
can-
oil? Remember I told that story about the guy's Honda?
Yeah.
I warped because I didn't put the coolant. His head was so warped that, you know, it has an oil passage. Some engines have those oil passages. Well, I think maybe all engines. They have oil passages between the head and the it was leaking oil between the head out to the
Sitting there squirting.
it wasn't squirting that much, it was seeping, but it was like, dang.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes again.
Frozen, folks.
I was gonna say, don't get him started too much because we might not get him back.
And another word from our sponsors. Welcome back.
I feel like
If
I
you-
just hear Sean giggling in the background.
He's just giggling like a little. He's giddy like a little schoolboy. Ah.
All right, give us a hot shot spiel.
Watch shots It has been going very, very well. Everybody has been very receptive to it. I have a little dashboard. I can see what everybody's buying, and a lot of people are getting the FR3 and the EDT. They're buying them in combo packs. Dude's buying case of the EDT. Everybody's liking it. Everybody's liking it. I mean, we're not running trans fluid or anything, but it's definitely some good stuff. I'm liking the difference. I'm seeing, I'd say 1.8, almost 2 miles a gallon difference. I was hovering at like 16.7, 16.8. And right now at 18.2. So
That wasn't you putting your truck in economy mode, was it?
just been rolling in normal. Just been rolling normal. Got 10,000, 700, 10,800, 10,800 probably.
Cody, you see a lot of Florida trucks with the Bluetooth front drive shaft on like a 20-inch lift kit.
I've seen a few, yeah.
Wow.
We had a truck.
It's usually a Dodge.
We had a truck come in. It was a rollback, just like, flatbed wrecker that some guy just bought. And he's like, man, I can't get the 4-wheel drive to work. We're looking, we're like, all right, put it up in the air. We're looking, we're like, dude, it doesn't have a drive shaft in it. I'm like, dude, it doesn't have a drive shaft in it. It doesn't have fucking transfer case in it.
Oh, come on.
But it had a 4-wheel drive front axle and it had the floor shifter. So he could not figure out what in the hell
He couldn't get under there and figure that.
No, dude, I'm not even kidding you. This thing had a 4-wheel drive front axle.
And a shifter.
No, hold on. It had the manual 4-wheel drive shifter on the floor, and it also had the electronic shifter on the dash.
What happened to this thing?
This was like one of the kind of cars you see that it has like, the only thing it was missing is a freaking 5-speed sticking out the floor too.
Did he just get it?
Yeah, I guess they just bought it off auction or something, and it was like, dude, this thing is a nightmare. You don't even want to look at it.
What's the crazy, not the craziest, but what's the weirdest stick hold on. What is the weirdest truck or vehicle that you've had that has been a stick? Have you driven a stick 6.4?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
My buddy had one.
Have you driven a stick Sport Track?
Explorer Sport.
I had a customer brought in when I was a porter. It was an Explorer Sport Track, and it was a stick.
Those are extremely rare.
It was white.
Oh,
Then I had an Escape. An Escape was a stick too. That was pretty crazy.
Trying to think, there was a goofy stick car that I once drove. And I can't even remember what it was.
Monster Tribute.
I can't even drive a stick.
Come on, are you for real?
Dude, don't say that. You're gonna have to sell everything manly that you have and just.
You for real can't drive a stick?
I never had one.
This never came up in conversation. You're just now dropping this bombshell on me now?
I never had one before.
You can learn how to drive it in my truck. You can't stall it, I promise.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, I probably can. I used to know how to drive a semi because like I said, I worked at a trucking company. So I mean, technically that's a stick, but it's different. You don't have to clutch between on a semi, just between reverse and drive. So like they had enough synchronizers or whatever in it, so you would just shift it. So
there's no synchros in there. You're just floating.
They call me a float like a butterfly, sting like a grasshopper.
All right. Well, with Sean frozen, if you guys want some stickers, Aaron's got some.
We have another sponsored advertisement from our viewers and listeners. To our viewers and listeners. Hey, you want some stickers?
Oh no, he's kind of there.
Oh wait, is he back?
I've been here.
Oh, he's back. Sorry.
All right, dude. I don't know. You've been going in and out, so we've kind of had to ad lib, when you disappear.
Oh, what do you guys think about this? I saw this on a Facebook advertisement. Kind of goofy looking because it's so slim, but I don't know. Kind of cool. FL 1995.
Definitely a little small for an FL 1995.
I mean, you should know, right?
Yeah.
Just pick that up.
7-tree. All right, dude. I've been wanting to do this since the very first episode.
Tell me.
We're gonna do our Powerstroke shootout right now.
3, 2, 1, go.
So
You gotta
the
first
first round
one and kill one. Which one?
our first round. So we're gonna put the 6-7, the newest one, versus the oldest dog, the 7-3. Which one you taking?
What's 7-3?
7.
IDI or DI?
Oh,
IDI.
oh,
6-7 all day.
yeah.
6-7.
I'm sorry, 6-7 all day.
7-3 is too noisy and
All
all
right.
that. No power either. How
But
much
the
power?
IDIs are cool though, because they're like
They're
so
cool.
like
The ID
tractory, oldie,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but they have like horsepower.
Nothing.
How much horsepower? They got like
100.
215.
215. All right. How
215
much
is like
torque?
DI, first gen DI.
Okay, and then their torque is like 550 or something. What's the torque on that?
Like 300 on a DI.
No, on a
Hold on. Let me
on
get
a
the coffee
7-3?
table book. I
On a
feel
He's
like-
7-3?
pulling it out. He's pulling it out.
It's got to be like 470.
He's got it, folks.
480.
Dude,
I've
I
got
don't know.
this.
Any 7.3 I've driven, even if they've
torque.
got the tunes and the
Hmm.
injectors and the turbo, those things are just dogs.
They're cool. They were cool in their day, but not enough horsepower.
Oh,
torque for me.
I'll always be partial to the 7.3 because the 7.3 is what I learned on. It's what I was brought up on. It was my first taste of diesel. Was on the 7.3, and I can remember doing warranty repairs on 7.3s. It was, to go from the 2000 era vehicles and their EEC systems and NGS and going from WDS, we're just integrating to IDS and PDS and all this stuff. And then you're going to a 7.3. You're like, what in the is going on? Being, young and remembering, my thoughts back in the day, just like, here we are, 6.7.
UVC harnesses were a genius idea.
You ever had to do the quarter trick? I never did that, but I remember hearing dudes, you'd like cut a quarter in half or something, and like you'd shove it into the gap of the UVC harness so that the it doesn't wiggle apart anymore.
Are you wait?
I've
Didn't the
never heard
7.3 have a? Didn't the
You never had
7.3 have like a valve cover gasket that was like a
the
plug?
wiring harness?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was so.
Stupid.
That was so goofy.
Or the PCM connector that just lays, that's like gets jammed on top of the driver's side valve cover.
Because Cody, you
Yeah.
got two of them, right? You got two on each side.
On the OBS, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I
There's
had one
total
that came
4.
in, yeah, and like bank one, back one. It came in, it was running. I'm like, all right, running messed up. All right, pull the valve cover, look at it. The whole thing was melted, straight melt. I mean, stunk. As soon as I pulled the valve cover, I was like, ooh, what is that smell?
I've
And it
done
was
glow
that.
plugs. I've done glow plugs on the 7.3, and they used to be like real skinny. You had to put a hose on it and like stick it in and turn it, and then take the hose off.
Oh yeah, they still are. Or
My
you just
per-
get yourself a Craftsman socket and fill it with grease or like assembly goo.
Oh wait, hold on. What was
I've worked
that?
on them. I've worked on the 7.3s.
What was that? Oh,
What?
Justin, guys, my production manager just chimed in here and let me know. I wanted to remind me there is now a recall on our windshields. It just came out today. I don't know what is going on, you guys.
I was
it's not the
wondering why that dude was
trans-
doing a bunch of windshields.
It's the windshield. What else? The label for the load carrying capacity or GVW. What is going on?
Actually,
COVID truck.
Understand. Yeah, that's
COVID
what
truck.
COVID truck. Jeez Louise, peoples. I don't know the whole
Sean, you're gonna have to step up your game.
the gist of the recall for the windshield. I heard something with not sealing. but
Something
then-
about an accident and the windshield might fall off or something. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know the specifics, but you guys will definitely be hearing more about that if it's going to be on my truck, and most
It
certainly
sounds
we'll be
like a
getting
mess
notice.
if you've got to like take the windshield out. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna have to do, but
I hope
We're
it doesn't
not
mess
gonna
up my
do it.
tent.
We're not
usually
doing that.
though, usually these recalls they want easy stuff. They don't want to be taking windshields out of all the trucks. They want to put a little tape here and or there and then call it a day.
Put a little foam tape here, a little foam tape there.
They don't want to be removing the windshield. Like,
You ever had a windshield replacing your OBS?
2.
Here we go. Just in. He's coming. Clutch. Ford Motor Company is recalling select 2020 and 2021 Ford F-Series vehicles over an issue with front windshields that are inadequately bonded to the body, which may increase the risk of vehicle occupant injury.
This is
The
old.
defect
I
front
thought they were
windshields are
150s.
inadequately bonded to the vehicle body structure. 79,017 2020s and 2021 F-150 and Super Duty. So almost 80,000 trucks. So I guess it's a small. I wonder what happened. What they have like a bad batch of seam sealing or something?
Gotta be.
You think? Yeah, maybe it was a bad. Maybe they had a bad batch of polyurethane.
Yeah, this recall's from February.
Oh, they just had a supplement or something today.
Yeah, because I've been wondering why we've had all the glass guys over by us doing windshields on like brand new trucks.
That's brutal, man. That's brutal. That is absolutely
7.3
brutal.
7.3 IDI turbo, 190 horsepower, 389 torque.
Dang.
Ain't that a bean?
But
When
then
you're
they get
below 3,000
but-
feet.
Is that like the first 7.3 Powerstroke turbo?
No, that is right before the Powerstroke. IDI turbo was 93, 94.
Oh, okay. How much was how much horsepower and torque was in 03, 04?
All right,
No,
so that brings us-
225 is going to be the horsepower. Torque. Let me open up the coffee table book.
94 to 95 was 210.
I
96
think
was 215.
my guess would be high 400s.
97, 98, 225, 99, 2000 was 235 horsepower. 01 to 03 auto trans, you got 250. 01 to 03 manual trans got 275.
What about torque?
The torque is going to be varied depending on what application, because you're going to have 4x4 manual trans.
Just give us the highest number.
The highest number. Let me look into my files here. Hold on.
That's
My
probably gonna be
files.
your pickup truck version.
According to the 99
I got it.
manual, it is 500 foot-pounds of torque.
94,
500, wow.
95
Wow.
was 425.
I mean,
96 to
that's-
98 was 450.
That torque number doesn't matter if you got low horsepower.
99, 2000, just like Cody said, 500. And then
So your torque doesn't matter as much with lower horsepower?
01
no,
to
I'm just
03.
saying horsepower is a measurement of how fast you can do work, i.e. torque.
01 to 03 auto trans 505, manual trans 525.
Okay,
A little
so
big of a jump in
But
a
in a
manual
but in a
trans.
case but in the thoughts of a diesel, I think torque would be more important than
oh, it is important.
That's that
Don't get me
twisted
wrong.
motion.
Okay,
But
so
look at that.
we've taken the 6.7 over the 7.3. Now we're gonna
01
do
to 03, and it's 525 foot-pounds, and we have pretty much double that.
we're gonna do disaster versus boat anchor. 6.0
Ooh.
versus 6.4. Which one are you taking?
Oh,
6.0.
6.0 daily.
6.0.
All right, now this is where it gets real tough.
Real
6.0
talk. Real
or
talk.
6.7.
6.7. 6.7 is number
6.7.
one. 6.0 is my second favorite.
6.7. 6.0. Come on, let's be honest. It's a good engine, but
I like the
had a
6.0
little-
because it can
had a
make some
rough
good
part.
power, and
a
it's
rough
fairly
patch
easy
there.
to work on. Can rip into those things quick.
Okay. So for last place, right now, and this is how I feel it too. It's 6.7 6-0. I know in my heart how the bottom two go. I want to know who's getting last place right now between the 6-4 and the 7-3.
Oh,
The
6-4.
6-4.
6-4 is at the bottom of the bucket.
Don't even want it.
I disagree. I would rather have a 6-4 over a 7-3.
Why is that?
No.
Parts availability and
Mm.
that 7-3, it doesn't matter. You fix one oil leak, it's leaking somewhere else. You fix one thing, it's something else. You want power, it's not there.
But I will
I'll
say
disagree.
this. I will say this though. My uncle had a 2003 F350, and I've driven it plenty of times. It was fine. It had good power. I mean, it's not like. I mean, it was great. I had no issues. We were never like, oh, there's no power. Like I don't.
I'm not trying to throw shade at Cody. I'd rather have a 6-4
I can
over a
honestly say
7-3.
I don't have an oil leak, which is really strange to say.
Oh, the
That-
7.3.
That is incredible.
You're rare, like Mr. Clean with hair.
My
Whoa.
engine does not look like a 500,000 mile engine. It's clean. I promise.
I will say
You got 500,000 miles on that thing?
557,000.
No kidding.
Rolled the odometer twice.
Wow. I didn't know that, man.
The
Wow.
odometer stops at 399.99.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Because you got that different front end on it, do you think it steers any different compared to what it did originally?
Yeah, I can actually do U-turns
Oh, no kidding.
without
What
doing like a
front end-
5-point turn.
What front end do you have, or what did you do now?
I have a 06 King Ranch suspension on it. So it's got the coils in the front with the it's a straight axle, just like
So you got like an 06 solid front axle in it.
Yep.
You don't have
Instead-
you don't
instead
have
of that
that wi-
twisty
oh
Yeah.
what's that?
turny Dana 50 that was in it.
Oh yeah.
So it's not 4x4.
What a Dana?
Am I
It's a Dana.
understanding
It's
correctly?
a Dana.
It's 4x4.
Oh, it is
You got a
4x4.
4x4 Dana 60 in the front.
What in the world is going on?
So
And like drive shaft, you used your drive shaft, or how did that all work out?
The
Oh,
front
no.
drive shaft was all I did was change the universal joint in it. And the rear drive shaft, I used the same one. I changed the yoke on the rear from the flat pinion yoke to the
Slip
one
yoke?
that came off the one.
so you
the one
got
that,
both. You got both axles, front and rear.
Yep, and the rear, I just took the yoke out of the 10 and quarter and put it in the 10.5.
What ratio you got?
On that one, it's 355 or no 373s. Originals
Let
of
go.
355.
So how did you do it with your speedo and everything? Is it on good or?
I just calculated tire size and changed the speedo with the process. You ground a wire and hold the reset button, and you can change the revolutions per mile.
No kidding.
But
Oh,
you
wow.
but you only get 6 tries. So if you mess up,
What?
Aw.
Then what?
after you mess up 6 times, you're screwed.
For
That's
real?
crazy. That's crazy.
What do you have to do? Go get a new cluster.
You have to get a new, what is it, speed control module or something. It's over on the PS. What the hell? It's on the freaking connector. I can't even remember what the hell it's called. PSCM or something like that.
What year is that truck?
97.
Oh, girl.
Last year, the OBS.
It's pretty interesting, man.
It's
It's a lot of work.
yeah, it's a lot of work to keep up with it, but I mean,
Keeps you busy.
really, all I've really done is put a set of baby swamps in it, put a turbo on it that didn't even need to be put on it, but I got a good deal on a turbo, and I resealed the oil cooler.
Ooh. That's a good leaker point.
I got it before it leaked. I said, screw that, I'm just gonna do it. It was kind of seeping, and I was like, yeah, let's just do this now.
Oh, dude, you can totally see that I'm itching myself.
Whoa. Look at all these.
Shouldn't have even announced it.
Look at all these stats, man.
You're on Wikipedia, aren't you?
Did you know that The 11 pickup at 2,800 RPM made 390 HP.
No.
And then 11 through 14, they upped it to 400. Remember, they got that little reflash that you come in and get your.
Well, yeah, that's because GM.
Remember that?
They nudged them over another 5 horsepower. So Ford's like, we can't do that. We gotta beat them.
Same RPM though. 11 through 60 chassis cab gets downed 100 horsepower to 300.
Yeah, that's normal.
Pickup 800 foot-pounds, chassis cab 660 foot-pounds.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy?
Longevity.
So we got a 15 through 16 pickup. We got 440 horse. 17 pickup, 440 horse. 925 footies. 17 chassis cab, 330 horse. Dang.
I'd really like to know about the export models, how much they're making.
I don't have that information.
We don't talk about those. Before I started, well, it was moons before I worked at the dealership. They were it's when the 6.7 had first came out. They were pulling off the outer duals, putting the lug nuts back on, and then bolting the wheels to the chassis because they were getting shipped over to the UAE to get converted into 6x6 armored trucks. And those had low or high sulfur options on them.
Wow.
But they had to pull the outer duals off because they were squeezing those things into shipping containers.
What?
So they had to take the foot. They didn't have beds. It was just Frank.
Yeah, it was just a cabin chassis. Yeah, these ones were because we send trucks literally all over the world. It's not uncommon for me to have one of our commercial truck sales guys come up to me and be like, hey, I need you to put a set of Alcoas on and do this, do that, and do that. I'm like, is it going down to the Virgin Islands? He goes, yep, it's going down to the Virgin Islands. Because there's a little crew of landscapers or someone down there. One guy buys a truck from us, and then the next guy buys a truck from us, and he's like, but I'm going to get an aluminum dump bed with mine or stainless dump bed. And then the next guy's like, I'm going to get that and aluminum wheels with my truck. And it's just like,
so how would
constant
somebody
battle.
get warranty work done on that?
I don't know if there's a dealer down there or what.
What?
I don't know.
Who? What?
Yeah,
What'd you say?
We send trucks down there quite often.
I don't know, man, if there's a dealer down there. I don't know what's down there.
I wonder if they got any virgin pina coladas.
Maybe.
I'd take one. Non-alcoholic.
Dude, I was watching a YouTube video of Prince in Dubai that has like a extensive collection of excursions.
Ooh, we should
He
reach
has
out to
like
him.
70 something excursions in a barn.
You said
Yeah,
70?
And they were like,
70?
and they were new.
Yeah, they're new. Like he hasn't driven them. They're under plastic wrap.
Excursions are so weak though.
Come on, for real?
Seriously.
Wow.
They're so weak, man.
We got to get that guy on here,
Nah,
man.
dude, excursions are dope.
They're cool, but those little axles in the front, man, you'd have to do an axle swap like Cody did. To
Super
really,
Duty it.
Yeah, it's Super Duty it and it'd be cool. Most of them are V10s. It's not a 7.3 or what would it be? 7.3 or 6.0?
Both.
Either.
Dude, what's wrong with the V10? V10's a good engine.
Yeah,
That's everything but a gas station.
Yeah, right?
It's okay. I mean, a little more power.
Aaron, I bet you just can't wait for the 7.3 school buses to start rolling in.
I have yet to see one.
I don't think we're going to see one.
No?
Not for a while, at least.
Yeah, I have yet to see one.
It was weird because one engine I did for one of the dealers, it was their demo bus. And it was like a 2023 is what they had it listed as.
Really?
But it didn't have the 7.3 in it. I thought they were sending us something that we weren't supposed to see. But
well, let me ask you this, Matt.
it had the whole new front end and everything on it.
Matt, which one would you take? F350 single rear wheel, 7.3 or 6.2?
Ooh, I'd take
Ooh.
7.3.
I don't know. The 6.2 is pretty proven.
It's pretty proven. It's
Make
pretty
sure to keep a
reliable.
couple valve springs in your glove box just in case you crap one out on the side of the road.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Because I think if I were to get, because I've been looking at getting a new truck, and I'm like, well, what if I just got a 6.2 Raptor? That would be a fun truck to have.
Hell yeah, that would be.
So then I went down
new to
look,
you, I guess.
Yeah,
It'd
but
be
you
way
know what I
over.
mean.
It'd be way overpriced for what it is.
That's the thing, is the Raptors just hold their value way too much.
Yeah, for you. If you had one, great. But for
So
you
then I got real bored, and I was looking at Factory 5's website, and I'm like, you know what? I want to build one of those roadster trucks. Have you
What's
guys?
that?
So they have a 35 roadster truck kit, and it gives you the frame and the body. And then you got to piece together like an axle, wheels, and an engine and trans, like full powertrain and everything. And I think the kit's like 20 grand. How dope would it be to throw a Coyote in one of those? Like a 35 pickup truck rat rod.
I say let's put a Barra in it.
That would be awesome.
Screw the Coyote.
throw
Barra.
a 7, put a 7.3 in it.
Barra of the world.
People will like that 7.3.
Sean doesn't even know what a Barra is.
No, I don't. What is it?
Barra is a 2JZ of the Ford world.
Don't even call it. That's
Really?
disrespecting it.
Okay,
Matt.
RB26.
No, that's
Matt,
disrespecting
how
it.
did you know
It is
it?
the
I didn't know.
Australian Ford Inline 6. It is a beast of an engine.
G'day, mate.
What? When did this engine come out? Like, when was it
They're
popular?
still producing it over there.
Mid
aren't they?
90s to 16.
Yeah.
So is that like the straight 6 that was in 150s or no?
Oh no. This
No.
makes
Okay,
those things
different.
look like little babies.
Oh yeah.
This is dual
Oh.
overhead cam, twin independent variable valve timing, turbo.
Oh, okay.
It's sick.
Australia was looking at Japan, and Ford Australia was like
What kind
Yeah.
of power is that making?
About
What's
400
what's
stock,
the I was
Yeah.
gonna say what's the displacement, but
4 liter.
yeah,
4
dude,
liter.
that's the thing. It's a 4-liter.
What else does it have? Does it have like integrated exhaust manifold or no? Probably not.
Nope.
If it's a 90.
No heady fold.
No.
This ain't no Eco Boost.
This thing,
Is there no ego boost?
the stock block is stupid strong. It's like 1500 horsepower before you gotta change out the crank.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious.
At 1,000, you're starting to think about rods and pistons.
That's an interesting. Why something like that? Why doesn't something like that work in the U.S. market? It's
Emissions.
too long. Just such a long engine, you can't front wheel drive it.
No, they put the Barra in all the Utes over there. They had
Falcons.
It in, yeah, Falcons. They had it
Their
in
front wheel drive
a lot of stuff.
configuration.
If you watch Adam LZ on YouTube at all, he had a GT350 that killed the voodoo in it, and he put a Barra in it, and the thing just doesn't sound natural. It's an
Sounds
awesome
great.
car. It's an awesome car.
It's going in my Mustang. That's what I'm putting in my Fox.
Are they hard to find?
There's a guy right here in Florida that has like 50 of them right now. He does like a order every 6 months.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do Helltech, Motec?
I'm probably gonna go Helltech. I'm probably gonna do either a sequential T56 or 6060.
All right. I need to know what kind of side jobs you're doing.
That's what I need to be doing, is doing some damn side jobs to get this started.
Good thing you're coming back
Sequential
up to
T56.
Michigan.
Ooh.
Right?
I don't know. Wouldn't you rather do what is it? Who does all the 4-speed, like side loaders and stuff?
Well, I mean, the car came with a T5. I got a 91 coupe, so
Is the T5 gonna hold up?
hell with a T5 is going to get a T56 or 6060. Since, the bell housings are pretty much the same between the two. And the
All right.
Barra had a 6060 behind it.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. I'm trying to decide, like, I really want to do a project car, but I'm just not good at finishing things, and I don't have.
I've got 3.
Setup. I don't have a good setup here at home to work on stuff.
Oh, Sean, I thought you were asleep. I was going to say, Sean, wake up.
Oh, Aaron, you got the cover off your girl.
Oh, I do.
Are you going to project car anything soon?
There's a project that you should have filmed. That'd be cool.
I am going to. I have to follow up on some comments from last year.
From last year.
I don't know. I've been wanting to do a Fox body for like the past, I don't know, 5 years and slept on it and fully regret it knowing how much the things go for now. Not because of like resale, but it's just, you can't find anything now.
All you need to know is that I have a spoon engine in here, a T66 NOS, and a Motec fuel management system.
He's got 3 spoon engines in it.
Hey,
got a 91 coupe out behind my house.
40 weight.
I used to, Cody, you ever hear of a 90? You remember in the early 90s, there was the Infinities, the Nissan Infinities. I had a 92 Infinity Q45 with that V8.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like variable valve timing, sodium filled exhaust valves, twin overhead, dual overhead cam.
Oh, dude, sodium filled exhaust valves. You gotta be careful with those.
Why? What's up with them?
These things are brittle.
Are they?
I've heard a lot of screaming before with people trying to do valve springs on those.
Ooh.
It's like trying to do something on a Mercury Villager.
So what happens if you break one? Does the stuff come out of it or something? Or
you go get a new one.
Right. Well, I think they did it for a couple of years and they stopped doing it because it was not necessary for that application. It wasn't making that much power to need that technology. But for whatever reason, they just
technology.
I mean, it only had like 278 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. They were pretty cool little engines. Well, they weren't little, they were huge.
Torque monsters. Torque.
What's going on over there, dude? You got like a little itch on your neck or something, dude? What's going on?
What?
I don't know what's going on. All I know is it's getting late. We're talking about trucks. Sorta. It's been a little story time, but we're having fun. We're gonna wrap it up tonight. Sean's going to sleep.
You should always wrap it up.
Always. Always. But yeah, if you guys want to get on the show here and talk about our various little topics we're talking about, especially the power strokes, usually, let us know here in the comment section and reach out on the email. We'll get you in queue and we'll sit here and just BS, do what guys do, talk shop talk. I have some interesting to me people. A gentleman going to be coming on. We're going to be talking about the program that I came out of, that I went in. And I want to shed a little light on it. I don't know if a lot of people know about the program that is offered at a local community college and is sponsored through Ford Motor Company, called the Asset Program.
That's cool, because you can tell us all about your success with that Asset Program.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about my school experiences when I was in automotive school.
It's gonna actually.
That's gonna be a good story time.
Gonna be talking with the instructor who was actually in my class, and he is now teaching the program. So it's kind of a little more. I don't want to say personal, but I graduated the program with him, and now he's teaching it. So it's pretty cool. But
that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah.
I got started through UTI. Same thing.
Hell yeah.
Much. Just didn't get your fancy associate's degree.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, I got one of those. You know what it's good for if I want to transfer anywhere? Nothing. I can go to one school and one school only.
I think it was just funnier when you looked at us with the hat on. You're like, you know what it's good for? Nothing.
No, I got conned into that one. Ooh, that was fun. They're like, here's your associate's degree. I go to transfer to another school because I'm like, screw it. Screw this truck shit. I'm going to become an engineer. And they're like, yeah, you're going to be an incoming freshman because Your associates in applied science of automotive technology, it's not recognized anywhere other than Ferris. So sorry, kid.
Oh, Matt, you forgot your outro.
What's my outro? The fact that JH Diesel, Taylor Ray, and Side by Side Blog need to answer their emails so we can get them on here. Thank you.
No, you didn't tell them to remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah, don't forget to spay, neuter your pets, cut your hair, flush the toilet, and have a nice day. See you later, guys.
See ya. Thanks, guys.